Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. The show's going to get started at about 9 o'clock. But before we get into the news, the rumors, everything that we're talking about, I'm just going to ask you a whole bunch of questions tonight. Y'all are watching the Raiders Report on prime time. Do you want Carr to be the Raiders quarterback in 2020? I want you to type Y for yes, and I want you to type N for no. And I'm going to do things a little bit differently tonight. I got my 4 Chucky Heads t-shirt on, and I'm actually going to give you my votes as well in the comments. So, if you're curious, I'm going to start spamming what I want as well. That's how we're going to do it. So, do you want Carr to be the Raiders quarterback? Y for yes, and type N for no. There's a lot of arguments out there. There's a lot of rumors out there. And I'm going to get into the show in a little bit here, the latest news and rumors around Derek Carr. I've said for a long, long time, if you're wearing silver and black, you're going to be the quarterback that I support. Derek, to me, needs more wide receivers. He needs a little bit more help. We can all agree on that. They tried to get a number 1 wide receiver. He went a little crazy. FAB's in the comments section. I'll throw mine in there. So 2019, you could look at it in a few different ways. Yes, Derek has not been back to 2016, back to 2015 form. But considering the fact that he never really had a number 1 wide receiver, and he still put up 21 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 4,000 yards, like, Derek Carr to me is an average quarterback. That's okay. You can win in the NFL with an average quarterback. Can we all agree on that? Okay? Look at Ryan Tannehill. Look at Jimmy Garoppolo right now. They're winning football games throwing for under 200 yards. Why? Because the team that they're on is a very good football team. Let's build around Derek. So do you want Carr to be the Raiders quarterback? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. I'm going to type my Y for yes. And I'm also going to type my FAB in the comment section. So do you want Carr to be the Raiders quarterback? Y for yes, N for no. When I talk about Derek a lot, I'm curious on what you guys have to say about this. So think about this in terms of Madden. What is Carr's skill rating? Scale from 0 to 100. 0 being he's literally the worst player in NFL history. 100 right now, to me, is kind of like Patrick Mahomes, right? So 0 to 100. Let me know in the comments section what you would give Carr. I'll put what I'm going to give Carr. If you guys agree with me, you can let me know. My vote right now is in the comments section as well. We got 344 people watching us live on YouTube. We are also live on Facebook. I appreciate everyone who is also over there watching it with us. Make sure that you guys are getting your comments in. Make sure that you're interacting with me the entire show. My first 2 rumors on tonight's show, which starts at about 9 o'clock, we're going to let the viewers come on in here. It's going to be around Derek Carr. And I promise you, if you're a Derek Carr supporter, you're going to like it. If you don't like Derek, well, get ready in the comments. Okay, next thing we're going to talk about here. Are you guys excited for the move to Las Vegas? Y for yes, type N for no. I've been to Oakland now 3 times. Oakland was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever been to. It was unlike anything I've ever seen at a home stadium in an NFL game, right? I mean, college football is electric. The NFL at times gets taken away by it. And I am very, very, I don't want to say upset about Oakland, the Raiders leaving, but it does hurt me to a little bit. However, I am excited for the move to Vegas. The Raiders, when they moved to Vegas, their value increased by $1.5 billion. Oakland's a great city, but Vegas leads to a lot of opportunity. So I'm going to type my Y for yes. I'm going to spam my Y. You guys can see it? Yeah, I can type faster than you. But I think the biggest reason why I'm excited also, players are going to want to go to Vegas. They're going to make a lot more money. No taxes. More money, better players. Then we can actually surround Derek Carr. So we're talking about Vegas. I love the Raiders Report. I love Raider Nation. Y'all are spread far and wide. Heck, Jack Bishop, I'll get to your super chat in like a few minutes here. Maybe like 30 minutes. You're watching from Australia, and you're already sending me super chats. I love y'all very much. So I'll give some shout outs to some of the people who are watching right now, and I want everyone to shout out your city. So right now, I currently live in Dallas, Texas. And I mean this, if any single person, okay, wants to come on the Raiders Report, you live near Dallas, you hit me up, on IG at Mitchell Renz 365. We'll get it set up. We got Fresno, California, Austin, Texas, Sacktown, seeing a lot of Oaklands, seeing some Stockton, California's in there. Ellis, Tony Romos, Derek Carr thrown in Oakland. If anybody lives near Las Vegas, I'm trying to get something set up in Vegas. I want to be able to get people who watch the Raiders Report together in Las Vegas. So if you know anyone, or if you live in Las Vegas, hit me up. IG at Mitchell Renz 365. We're trying to get something set up. First round's always on me. You guys know that. Next thing we're going to talk about. I want you all to shout out your favorite player, okay? Who is your favorite player on the Raiders right now? Is it Josh Jacobs? Is it Max Crosby? Is it Derek Carr? Benson Mayowa? Hunter Renfrow? Darren Waller? Richie Incognito? I want you to shout out your favorite player. The reason why I'm asking is because I'm trying to think of some ways where maybe I can get some players on the show. Okay, so I'm seeing some Hunter Renfrows, baby. Seeing some Josh Jacobs, a lot of Max Crosbys, a lot of JJs. I would say right now it's split between Max Crosby, Josh Jacobs. I see an Alex Ingold in there. Okay, about it. So I want you to continue to shout out your favorite player. The reason why I'm telling y'all, I'm not going to say who it is, but I got a player coming on the show next week. And if there is a reason for you to subscribe, he's going to come on the show. We are going to do a live Q&A, and you can ask this player almost anything you want. So subscribe to the Raiders Report, youtube.com/Raiders Report. I'll put the link in the comments section once I can get my computer to figure out what's going on. Alicia's got it. Producer Alicia. Shout out to Alicia. So I want you guys to subscribe to the Raiders Report. Click that big red button. I got a player coming on next week. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. All right, next thing we'll talk about on the Raiders Report tonight. Should the Raiders sign Robby Anderson, wide receiver free agent? Y for yes, type N for no. A little bit later on, maybe, I don't know, in like 40, 45 minutes or so, I'm going to give you my top 10 NFL free agents that the Raiders should go out and sign. So on our main Chat Sports channel, we talked about the top 25 NFL free agents. I'm going to take that list. If you haven't seen it already, go check it out, youtube.com/chatsportstv. And from that top 25 list, I'm going to give you 10 names that the Raiders should go out and target based on our biggest needs. Now, Robby Anderson to me is a field stretcher. He is a player that the Raiders tried to get during the trade deadline. My only concern with Robby Anderson is what you're going to have to pay him, plus the amount of talent that is in the draft. I don't know. I'm okay actually potentially going after a lot of these players, maybe like a Henry Ruggs, like a T. Higgins, like a Laviska Shenault, Jerry Jeudy, right? CeeDee Lamb. There's a lot of very, very talented wide receivers in this class. So should the Raiders sign Anderson, you see it on screen. Y for yes, N for no. Stephen Golden says no. I'm seeing Brian Barnes says no. Brian says no. Thumper World says no to Anderson. So, next question. Would you pay Robby Anderson $12 million a year? Because I think this is about what he's going to make. He's 26 years old. He is a good receiver. And every single year you see these receivers make a little bit more. So this upcoming year, Tyrell Williams is going to make $11.1 million. Do you think Tyrell Williams, or do you think Robby Anderson is better than Tyrell Williams? I think that's what you need to think about. Because if you're saying why for yes, you would pay Anderson. Okay. We definitely need wide receivers. I get it. And if you're going to type your no, type no. So for me, at $12 million, I would actually say yes, because I think that he could potentially get more. Okay. Now, I don't know if we maybe miss out on Anderson. Then you're going to look at the Raiders go a little bit heavier in the draft. But at $12 million, I actually think that Anderson's going to actually make more. So if we get him at $12 million, I'd be okay with it. But I will also say this. Give me Jerry Jeudy. Give me CeeDee Lamb. Give me Henry Ruggs. Give me T. Higgins. Heck, give me Laviska Shenault over a wide receiver like Robby Anderson. So I appreciate everyone who's already watching the Raiders Report. Coming up on the Raiders Report, we're getting ready to get started, so make sure you guys get ready. If you're over 21, crack one open with me. We're going to have the latest Raiders rumors, news, stuff around Richie Incognito, Derek Carr. Then we're going to have a live Q&A. Make sure that you're using hashtag Raiders to get your questions on the show. Then I'm going to break down my top 10 free agent targets for the Raiders. And then last, If there's a lot of people watching, we'll do another live Q&A, so make sure that you're using #Raiders. Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. I got my shirt on. 4 Chucky heads. Believe it, baby. Whoop, whoop. Now, we're going to be talking a lot about Derek Carr, and I want you to be interacting with me, okay? We're live. This is Raiders Primetime. If you missed the show, you should have turned on your notifications. The first rumor on today's show, y'all ready? Derek Carr isn't going anywhere. How many Chucky heads is this one? Oh, wait. It's already on screen. Right here, 4 Chucky heads. Can I do it? Believe it, baby. Yeah, I got the shirt. If anybody wants the shirt, DM me at Mitchell Renz 365. So, Richie Incognito, he was on a podcast earlier this week. And Incognito was asked about Derek Carr, about the rumors swirling around him, about if he's going to be a Raider in 2020. Richie is a big dude. And honestly, whatever Richie says, I'd probably be like, all right, man. You got it. He flat out just said Carr isn't going anywhere. This is his exact quote. We have tremendous confidence in Derek Carr. The way he runs coach's offense, the way he gets us in the right plays, the way he chucks that ball around, distributes the ball. We have a ton of confidence in him. There is no way he's going anywhere. He is coming to Vegas. That is Richie Incognito on Derek Carr coming to Vegas. Now, I asked you guys a little bit earlier if you were watching before the show started, do you want Derek Carr to be the Raiders quarterback in 2020? So if you're watching live, YouTube, Facebook, I want you to type Y for yes, type N for no, okay? Do you want Derek Carr to be the Raiders quarterback? Now, this is what he did in 2019. This is what he did in 2018. 2017, I actually think, out of when you look at the years, that was probably his biggest step back. 2018, we didn't have a lot of offensive weapons around him. In 2019, again, not too many offensive weapons around him. Can we all look at what Jimmy Garoppolo is doing and what Ryan Tannehill is doing right now? Okay? Like, Ryan Tannehill is throwing for under 200 yards in 2 straight games, and they're winning football games. Jimmy Garoppolo threw for 131 yards this past week, and they won the football game. Do you know why? Because the NFL, football, it is a team sport. Can we all agree on that? Seriously. I think Derek is an average quarterback. That's okay. Let's put some talent around him. He doesn't have a number 1 wide receiver. Let's build a defense around him. I don't care who you are. Look at Russell Wilson. Like, if your team is giving up all these points, you're not going to win football games. So do you want Derek Carr to be the Raiders quarterback? I said that I would interact with you guys. I'm going to type my Y for yes because I think by keeping Derek, it's going to be the smarter move. And plus, you're not going to be able to find a better reason out there. You're not going to be able to find a better player in free agency or draft, in my opinion, right now than Derek Carr. Let's go to the next rumor on today's show. Do the Raiders need Derek Carr, okay? The key word in there is need. This rumor is also from Richie Incognito. Now, I'm going to give this one only 2 Chucky heads. People are talking, and that's Richie Incognito. The key word here is need, okay? That's where I'm going to really put this one. Now, not only did, Incognito say that Carr is going to Vegas. He did. He also said that the quarterback, that he's the quarterback that the franchise needs. My point is Derek is an average quarterback, which, like I've said 100 times, that's fine. My point is no NFL team needs an average quarterback. You can have an average quarterback. You can win football games with an average quarterback, but you don't need one. Now, I get it. Richie's not going to call Derek average. I will. It's my show. I can do that. If y'all disagree with me, you know where to find me here at Chat Sports in the studio. Whoop, whoop. Come see me. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, some of y'all might get hit with an ad break. So I'm going to make this the pinned comment on tonight's video. What is Carr's skill rating? Pretend you're playing Madden. 0, he's absolutely terrible. 100, he's the best player in the NFL. So what is Derek Carr's skill rating? I want you to throw it right now in the comment section. So shout out your favorite player, okay? I want everybody who's watching right now to shout out their favorite player. Max Crosby, Josh Jacobs, Benson Mayowa, Derek Carr. Who is it? Who's your favorite player? Let me see it. I'm seeing a Darren Waller. I'm seeing a Mad Max. Seeing a Josh Jacobs. Nathan Peterman from John Gruden himself. What up, John? Shout out your favorite player. The reason why I'm asking y'all to shout out your favorite player, I got a player coming on the show next week. Not going to mention who it is. If you want to know who it is, IG's down below. But I want every single Raider fan out there to subscribe. Show my man a warm welcome. You're going to be able to ask him questions. We're going to do a live show. He's going to stand right next to me here, and I don't want you to miss it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you subscribe to the Raiders Report. It's youtube.com/Raiders Report. Next rumor. This one is around free agency, and it's around Case Keenum, okay? Should the Raiders sign Case Keenum? I'm going to tell you how many Chucky heads that one is. Just first, I'm going to tell you about BetDSI, the internet's #1 sports book, okay? If y'all like to bet on Raiders games, if you want to bet on the NFL playoffs, who's going to win the NFC, who's going to win the AFC Championship, who's going to win the Super Bowl, you can do that at BetDSI. You just got to go to chatsports.com/bet. Use my promo code Raiders120. It's going to get you a 120% deposit bonus. Raider Nation, I love y'all. Take advantage of the deal. It's pretty badass. Let's go now to my man Case Keenum. I'm giving it 4 Chucky heads, okay? I'm not saying that Case Keenum is going to start over Derek Carr. Look at the second note. I'm saying that signing Keenum gives Carr a reliable backup, plus John Gruden loves veteran quarterbacks. That is something that we know. He is going to be a free agent in 2020. By signing Case Keenum, that does 2 things. One, it gives Carr a little bit of competition. If you can get him for $3.5 million, which that's what he made in 2019, I think that's what you can get him for coming up this year. It also takes away all the rumors around going out and drafting a quarterback. Sure, we make more money probably if the Raiders don't sign Case Keenum, but at this point in the show, I want to just say let's move on with Derek. He's the guy. And if you can get a reliable backup like Case Keenum, I'm okay with that. That also totally eliminates the Raiders drafting a quarterback in round 1. And let's be real, Keenum actually was pretty good with the Vikings in 2017. He actually played pretty well this past season with the Redskins when they needed them. So just saying, Keenum, maybe not a bad option. But I've talked about 2 quarterbacks, and I've heard y'all tell me 2 quarterbacks that you want the Raiders to pick up in free agency. Either Case Keenum or Marcus Mariota. So if you're watching on Facebook, I want you to like the video right now, okay? Like the video for Case Keenum. If you're watching also on Facebook, you can hit the heart button as well. So, heart for Marcus Mariota, thumbs up for Keenum. Now think about this. Marcus Mariota is probably going to cost about $6 million. Case Keenum is going to be about $3.5. The fact that we can save all that extra money, go out and get Case Keenum, because, I mean, look what Marcus Mariota's done. He hasn't really done much, in my opinion. He was 2-4 with the Titans, and since they moved on from him, Ryan Tannehill's 9-3. All I'm saying is, I'll put my thumbs up, okay? Thumbs up for Case Keenum. Let's go now into the next batch of rumors. Rod Marinelli. Was this a good hire? How many Chucky heads y'all going to give this one? We got 500 people watching us live on YouTube. I'll try to get the number up on Facebook. Rod Marinelli, good hire. To me, I'm going to give it 2 Chucky heads, and I'm going to be the one that's talking about it. So, I was very surprised that the Raiders fired, Buckner. I actually think he's one of the better defensive line coaches in the NFL. So the fact that they moved on from Buckner and went with a 70-year-old and Rod Marinelli, I'll be honest, I was a little bit surprised. When you think about what Buckner did in 2019, I mean, the Raiders had 13 sacks in 2018. They bumped that all the way up to 32 this year. You were 30th in the run. You're now 8th against the run. They were a lot better. For those of you that don't know a lot about Rod Marinelli, he served as the Cowboys DC since 2014. If I made a video about the truth, why the Raiders went out and got Rod Marinelli, here's the reason. It's to light a fire underneath Paul Guenther's butt. I don't think John Gruden was confident enough in Buckner ever being the DC. John Gruden is very confident in Rod Marinelli being the DC. He's a player, he coached with Marinelli back with the Buccaneers. So if Guenther doesn't get his shit together, I'm telling y'all right now, do not be surprised whatsoever if halfway through the season next year, if shit's hitting the fan, if they fire Paul Guenther and go to Rod Marinelli. That is the main reason why he is now the DC for the Raiders. Can we all get that clear? I sure hope so. You listening? You got it? You guys want some deals right now? I hope so. So I got a black sweatshirt for y'all. You can see it. The link's down below. It is for save 40%. Chatsports.com/Raiders sweatshirt. I'm going to put the link for y'all in the comments, okay? Give me a sec here. Give me a sec. I'm going to put it in the comments for you. If you want that sweatshirt, chatsports.com/Raiders sweatshirt, 40% off. Now, maybe sweatshirts, they're not your thing, okay? We also got some pretty awesome gear as well, up to 50% off. Go to chatsports.com/Raiders sale. When you go there, we're hooking you guys up, okay? So we're going to hook you guys up with all sorts of deals. I'll put this link in there as well. We got hats, we got sweatshirts, we got t-shirts, all sorts of stuff, up to 50% off. There you go, in the comment section. I love you. Much love. Next rumor. Oakland no more. This one hurts me, okay? This one saddens me, I'll be honest. This one's for Chucky heads, believe it, baby. But the reason why I'm putting this on here, yes, this show is called the Oakland Raiders Report. You might see a little bit of a change, hint, hint, wink, wink. But I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but the Raiders social media accounts, they dropped Oakland and are now just called the Raiders. So if you go on Facebook, it just says the Raiders. You go on YouTube, it says the Raiders. Twitter, Instagram, it just says the Raiders. All I'm saying is I've done a lot of digging. I've seen a lot of people who I trust. I've talked to a lot of people who I trust. They've already started to implement the Las Vegas Raiders, so I'm telling y'all right now, it is only a matter of time before the Raiders start calling themselves the Las Vegas Raiders. You read the tea leaves, you go look at all the facts, you start to see these kind of things to happen. It does sadden me a little bit to drop the name Oakland because to me, they're the Oakland Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders, sure, if that's what they're going to be called. But all I'm trying to say is this. It's Raiders. It's Raider Nation for life. And whether they're called the Oakland Raiders or the Las Vegas Raiders, I know y'all are going to support. I know y'all bleed silver and black, okay? Much love. So are you guys excited for the move to Vegas? Y for yes and for no. I'm going to type my Y for yes. I'll put it in the comments for y'all. Because I do think that it's actually going to help the Raiders make some money. Yeah, see? I'm spamming it in there. Y for yes. I think it's going to help players want to go to Vegas for tax purposes. I think this is also going to be a great opportunity for the players to see another city. But the fact that moving to Vegas has already made the Raiders now worth $1.5 billion more, there's just going to be a lot more money, a lot more opportunity. I will miss Oakland. Oakland was an unbelievable city. The amount of people that I met in Oakland was incredible. And for that, Oakland will always have a very, very special place in my heart. Now, the greatest thing about Oakland was y'all traveled, right? I mean, I met people from Germany. I met people from California. I met people from Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, like Minnesota, everywhere. Raider Nation travels very, very well. Now, I want everyone right now to shout out your city. So Dave's saying Mexico. Somebody just said Mitchell, okay? Philip Vargas says Albuquerque, what up? Matthew DeLong, Hazleton, PA. That's crazy. I'm from the 570. See, Santa Ana. Seeing another Mexico. Seeing an Oakland from Derek Carr. Seeing a California. San Diego from Andrew. Edmonton from Aiden. Continue to shout out your cities. The reason why I'm asking y'all, okay? The reason why I'm asking y'all is because I want to go to Vegas. I'm trying to get an event set up for Vegas. And if you know anybody that lives near Las Vegas, if you know anybody in the Las Vegas area, let me know. Also, you're going to see below me comments per minute. If we hit 500 comments per minute on any time during tonight's video, I'm going to chug a beer. So right now, our producer's saying we have 117.5 comments per minute. I'll give you a challenge. She's saying we're going for it now. Okay, if we hit 500 comments a minute, I'm going to chug my beer. So everyone who's watching the Raiders Report live right now on YouTube and Facebook, I want you to type R. Start spamming R in the comments. I'm going to give you a minute to get it together, okay? So every single person right now, we have 500 people watching. If every single person right now watching types R, I chug a beer. It's that simple. So if you're watching, no, you are watching. You're watching on YouTube and Facebook, type R. okay? We'll update the numbers. I'll see if you guys can get it. If we don't hit 500 comments per minute, it's all good. I got my Red Los Rojos beers from New Mexico. If you guys want me to chug a beer, type R. We're doing a Raiders in prime time. I want to have some fun. Y'all know that I like to drink. I appreciate everyone who watches. I appreciate everyone who interacts with me. So right now we're at 216. Okay? I'll help you out a little bit. I'll start typing my R's. We'll update that number. Now remember, we're at 216. I'm just going to show you what 500 looks like. Okay? At least you'll update the number. We're at 278. So just saying. If you want me to chug one, type R. You'll get another chance, though, coming up. Now, is the Allegiant Stadium behind schedule? How many Chucky heads is this one? This one's 3 Chucky heads, and I do think that it's pretty likely. Wow, okay. We'll get to that super chat. Appreciate you, Denver. 3 Chucky heads on this one. Now, we're going to talk a lot about Allegiant Stadium, the Owl, Darth, the black hole. So the translucent roof, which is to be a space-age iconic feature of the Raiders' new stadium in Las Vegas, is, according to reports, behind schedule. Now, I talked to a Raiders representative. He says the stadium is on track to open July 31st, with the first event being on August 26th. However, there is, I guess, somebody who has no relation whatsoever to the Raiders. He's an independent contractor, and he's not quite sure if the stadium is going to be ready. Now, I've had a bunch of people send me pictures of the stadium. If you want to send me pictures of the stadium in Vegas, if you live near Vegas, hit me up. I'm always curious. Shout out to my man Jeff K. Sent me a video of himself 2 days ago about, watching the show. Holy shit, we're up to 931 comments per minute. That's what's up. That's what's up. That might be a record. What are we at? We're at 1067. Okay. You know what? Let's do it. Keep typing R. Keep typing R. We'll get it going. We got plenty of time. You ready for this? Who wants to do it with me? Keep typing R. Somebody said chug already. You got it. Okay. We hit 500 comments a minute. Y'all are doing great. Y'all are doing great. All right, everyone keep typing R. I'm going to try to get this down, and we'll get into some Q&A. Sound good? Hang on. Love y'all. Appreciate you. Subscribe. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. That's our main Chat Sports channel. We were pieing people in the face last night. We were chugging beers. If you haven't watched our main Chat Sports channel, you can see it below. It's YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. Go check it out. The nation is always welcome there, okay? Always welcome there. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, you got to go do it. YouTube.com/Raiders Report. Now, make sure that you guys start using hashtag Raiders to get your questions on the show, because now we're about to get into a live Q&A. Bio Raider. Okay, Dave Arnada, what up? LSU is DC. Hashtag Raiders. Bayou Raider. Dave Arnada as DC. Well, right now we got Rod Marinelli. I think they're going to keep Rod Marinelli. Bayou Raider. Are you excited that LSU just won the national championship? Alicia, are you excited that LSU just won the national championship? Chug until you can't go no more. I already did my 84 beers in 6 minutes. If you don't believe me, look up Mitchell Renz 84 beers in 6 minutes. Michael L., what up, my man? Will the Raiders stick with Derek Carr for one more year? I mean, we got to put it up on screen. We got to get the weigh-in on screen, Michael. You're just asking for it. Will the Raiders stick with Derek Carr for one more year? How about this? Do you want the Raiders to stick with Derek Carr for one more year? Y for yes, or you can type your N for no. I do want Derek Carr around one more year. And you know what? I'm going to type my Y for yes in the comments. Like, we just got to get Derek more talent. The only time that we really had a lot of talent around Derek was back in 2015, back in 2016 when he put up his best years. Heck, 12-4, Derek Carr. There was no difference. We just had a lot more talent. That's the biggest difference. So everyone watching right now, do you want Carr to be the Raiders quarterback? Yeah, I think if you're smart, you're going to say Y for yes, okay? You're going to say Y for yes. Oh, boy. Okay. Now, do y'all like to do live Q&As? Personally, this is probably one of my most favorite parts of the show because I get to know you guys. I love when y'all send me super chats like Tedford. We're getting to it. Mercedes Renz. We're getting to it. Jake Bishop. You put one in. Jack Bishop put one in a lot earlier. I appreciate y'all very, very much. If you like the live Q&As, give me a Y for yes and for no. Let's go to my dude, Mercedes. Chug a beer and then belch Raiders. See, I've been told I'm only allowed to chug a beer if we hit over 500 comments per minute, but we already did that. Like, I feel like now it's got to be 1,000. Like, if we can hit 1,000 comments per minute, I'll chug a beer. Okay, Mercedes? Just for you. I appreciate the super chat, though. Let's go to my man, Jack. Raiders go out and get Clowney if he doesn't resign. Jack, my man, I'm going to have a video, top 10 NFL free agents that the Raiders should go out and get. Jadeveon Clowney will be on that list. He will. He's played very well. I don't want you to look at just sacks. He's been a very disruptive player on that defense. I like Jadeveon Clowney. If you're a loyal watcher, you'll know that I like Jadeveon Clowney. Now, I want every single person out there to use hashtag Raiders. Get your questions featured on the show. If you want me to chug a beer, type R, and once we get over 1,000 comments per minute, I'll chug a beer. You can see right now I'm at 215 comments per minute. If you're wondering what you're watching the Raiders Report. We're having fun. We're in prime time. Much love to the nation. Jesse, what up, dude? What are you most excited about next year? I think I'm most excited about the fact that we had a 4-12 team, won 7 games, lost one of our first-round picks. Cleveland Ferrell didn't play up to his talent. Derek Carr had a down year. We went 7-9. We were basically in it all the way to the last week of the season, and we have 5 picks in the top 100. If y'all don't see the change that is happening with this young Raiders team, you're blind. That's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about a culture change. I'm excited about a whole bunch of young players that are ready to rock. That's what I'm most excited about. You know what? Okay, we'll make an exception. If you send me a $20 super chat or more, I'll chug a beer. So Tedford Von Patriot, that's going to be the rule. Either 1,000 comments per minute or a $20 or more super chat. So Tedford, shout out to the nation. If anybody wants to share this on social media, I don't mind whatsoever. Somebody said chug a bottle. Chug a bottle of what? We do have bigger beers back there. It's going to take a bigger super chat. So Mercedes is typing R. Special guest next week on the Raiders Report. This is what I do for you guys. All right, we'll get into the next question. Okay, start typing FABs. So while I chug this beer, type FAB. Let's get this bad boy over 1,000 comments per minute, okay? Alicia, update the comments per minute. Type FAB. All right, here we go. Somebody said tequila. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Another super chat from Adium. We'll get to it, my man. Hang on. Y'all. All right, we're doing it. That's what primetime Raiders Report's going to be like. FABs. Josh McBride. What up, dude? What are they going to do in the draft? I hope personally that they go defense and then wide receiver. There are some talented wide receivers out there. There's no doubt about that. Now, if if Henry Ruggs, or not Henry Ruggs, Judy and CeeDee Lamb are on the board at 12, that's appealing to me. However, I would much rather go out and get a solid defender. I mean, if Isaiah Simmons is there at 12, Isaiah Simmons is the player that I want more than anyone. But I think that you can get a solid wide receiver at pick 19. I think a receiver like a Henry Ruggs, like a T. Higgins will be there at 19, and I would rather go defense, that 12 pick, and then go back with a wide receiver. But I want a linebacker. We can all agree we need a linebacker. Am I right? Yes, sir. So I want to know who you guys got. I know it's not a Raiders game, but I love the NFL, right? I mean, I'm going to sit there. I'm going to sit here at Chat Sports. I'm going to sip on some drinks. I'm going to watch this game. Can we all please type T? Like, this Tennessee Titans team, I get it. They beat the Raiders. But we don't want the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl, do we? I mean, come on, man. Like, what the Tennessee Titans are doing, you got to appreciate. You got to appreciate because Ryan Tannehill is an average quarterback. And he is the exact reason why I'm saying it's okay to keep Derek. It's okay to keep Derek. They have so much talent around him. And that's why He's 9-3 in their last 12 games. So I want every single person watching the Raiders report right now to type T, because I want the Tennessee Titans to go to the Super Bowl over the Kansas City Chiefs. And if you want to bet on this game, go to BetDSI, chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code Raiders120, gets you 120% deposit bonus. I bet on the Titans. If you got a problem with that, come see me. I'm about that. Big trust. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, BetDSI, chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Raiders120. No Ortiz. Dude, No's been in the comments for a hell of a long time. Hell of a long time. When do you think the Raiders will be Super Bowl contenders? You might think I'm crazy for saying this, but I think that we can be Super Bowl contenders next year. The reason why I say that is if we have as good of a draft as what we had last year and make the improvements that we had last year to now coming up in 2020, there's no reason we can't be, right? I mean, we were a playoff contender. Now we have 5 picks in the top 100. You get back Jonathan Abram, Max Crosby, Josh Jacobs, Abram, Trayvon Mullen, Isaiah Johnson. All of our rookies get an extra year. Like, there is no reason why we can't. Plus, we're top 6 in the NFL in cap space. The Raiders can be Super Bowl contenders. Sure, you're going to need some luck. Sure, Derek's going to have to play better. But there's no reason why we can't be. Let's go to Raider Roy. This might be the first person that doesn't have one. So on the Raiders report, when you don't have one, I'm going to tell you, get a picture. And if you're over 21, everyone who's watching, y'all take a drink too. Do we keep Mayowa, Jordan, and Joseph? I think that we're going to keep, I think we should keep Jordan, because I think he can at least live up to it if you're talking about Deion Jordan. Carl Joseph is the interesting one there. Mayowa also had a good year, but he only played in like 35% of the snaps. If the Raiders go out and get a big free agent name, like some of the guys I got coming up here, who I'll mention Mayowa, then we might not keep him. Carl Joseph is the interesting one to me. Personally, I want the Raiders to keep Carl Joseph. I think he earned himself a contract. Let's go to Richard. Richard, I actually have this t-shirt. Yeah, I do. How do you feel about the Raiders drafting 2 top wide receivers with both first-round picks? Give Derek more weapons. I would say it all depends on value, okay? It also depends on what we do in free agency. If we miss on every single big-name free agent wide receiver, then sure, you could look at it. Now, if like CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy somehow slide down the board because there's teams that are trying to jump up the board to get quarterbacks, you could see players slide. But I still think that our biggest need is defense. And I still think that you got to build defense. Because if you don't have a defense, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Good question, though. Jose, get a picture. How many Chucky heads Mayock stays with the Raiders? So, Jose, I'll say this. Oh, my God, Tedford. I'll say this. I did a show on this, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago. I gave it 4 Chucky heads. I said Mayock's going to stay. I know he wants to stay a Raider. There's rumors out there that he doesn't. But I'm telling y'all right now, Alicia, before you put that on screen, you're going to have to go get me a warm beer, unfortunately. He's going to be mad. He paid for it. As far as I'm concerned, I said it. It's fine. I think that Mayock stays. I think it'd be smart for the Raiders to make sure that he does stay. Curtis Williams says cut the bums. You can cut the bums, but I think Mayock's going to end up staying. So, okay. I did say $20 super chat means a beer chug. Producer Alicia, though, she's giving me this kind of like side-eye look. I'll read your comment. I think you got to go get one, though. I think it's fair. I did say it. Chug a beer. F the Chiefs. F Tom Brady. Tuck rule this. Boltard cheats O and FAB, the horse he rode in on. I hope he catches a domestic violence case. LOL. I never hope that. I will say that. I say that. So, Tedford, I did say it. I will chug one more. It's fair. He paid $20. It's fair. But she's saying no more beer chug. So, y'all are going to have to make me do something else. You're going to have to make me do something else. Alicia wants me to be able to get through the show. She wants me to be able to do the post-game stuff. Exactly. Post-report stuff. So, appreciate the super chat. She's going to get a beer in the meantime. I know we need wide receiver, middle linebacker, but can we get Marquette King back too? I don't really know if we need Marquette King. Like, to me, Marquette King didn't fit with what the Raiders are trying to do, okay? And now, oh my God. Guys, she said no more beer chugs. Oh, shit. Got another $20 super chat. Oh, all right, appreciate you. So, I know we need a wider... I don't think we should worry about a punter, okay? I don't think that's our biggest concern. So she did say this. The only way, okay, the only way we can put the other super chat up on here as well, because it's a $20 one. Y'all are getting your bang for your buck here tonight. So, remember, I would like to be able to drive home, okay? Appreciate all the super chats. Appreciate them. Love you guys very much. First round is on me for those of you that are buying me one. Come find me. So, we got Mario. What up, Mario? Appreciate you. Sorry I missed you when you came back around at last tailgate. I was wandering drunk, okay? Wandering around drunk. So here's your $20. Give me your Raiders. Keep up that great work. Okay. We're going to get to 1,000 comments per minute. That way Alicia doesn't get mad at me, okay? Alicia needs to chug a beer. Only if you spell her name right. Mercedes. So everyone right now who's watching, I want you to type R. All right, I'm going to give you Raiders. You ready? Raiders! Is that loud? Is that too loud? Everyone type Raiders? Raiders! If we get to 1,000 comments per minute, we can get her off my back. Okay? Let's get Alicia off my back. You know what? I'm going to help you out. Let's go. Let's go. R's. Let's get to 1,000 comments per minute. Can we do it? I'm trying to help you out. Let's get her off my back. I'll chug a beer. Mario, appreciate you. Let's get this next one rolling in here. Josh Jacobs, Offensive Rookie of the Year. All right, you know what? I'm going to change it up. Let's get some JJs in there. A lot of J's. You guys are from California. I know you like J's. A lot of JJs. So, Josh Jacobs hasn't won Offensive Rookie of the Year yet. Okay? There was like a Writers Association. They put out who they thought was going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. They put it was going to be Josh Jacobs. Okay? They put it was going to be Josh Jacobs. Now, Alicia, update the comments per minute. We got to be there. She's saying 220. We'll get to 1,000. We'll get to 1,000. Okay. Josh Jacobs, Offensive Rookie of the Year. If you guys need some new clothes because, I don't know, maybe you're sweating through them or maybe you got beer all over from doing shotguns at tailgates, I'm going to hook you guys up with a deal, okay? Hat, shirt combo, chatsports.com/Raiders combo. If you want this deal, go take advantage of it right now. I'm going to put the link in the comments section. That way you guys get set up. You guys need that nice little hat combo. I got you. Get you some new gear. Appreciate you. If you want this Raiders shirt, chatsports.com/Raiders sale. They got a whole bunch of stuff on sale, up to 50% off. My favorite part about this t-shirt, you put it on. I don't know if you guys can see it. It looks like it gives you abs. So if you're drinking a six-pack, you got abs. So I'm going to put it in the comments. I got y'all. Raiders gear up to 50% off. Chatsports.com/Raiders sale. Take advantage of my deals, okay? Take advantage of them. Go get some t-shirts. Go get yourself set up. When you support my sponsors, you support me too. I appreciate it. Reyes, what up? Since we need, what do you think Raiders should do with 19 and third round picks? So I put out a video on 5 players that I think the Raiders should target. Okay, at pick 19. And then for the third round picks, I will, it's all going to determine what they do with the first 2, okay? I will be making some videos though on what the Raiders should do with the three third round picks. So appreciate all the questions. I want you all to subscribe to youtube.com/Raiders Report. We got 521 comments per minute. Let me chug this. We'll get into the next section then, okay? Hang on. Appreciate Tedford. Appreciate the other super chat, which was from Mario Romero. Give me a second. If my other video is a little blurry, it's because y'all are making me chug beers. Hang on a sec. Keep typing R, okay? Keep typing R. My Albuquerque friends, those Los Rojos, they were good. They're all gone, though. I need more beer. Send me more beer at Mitchell Renz 365. If you haven't subscribed to the Raiders Report, please, please do. We're live in prime time. I got a Raiders player coming on next week. It's youtube.com/Raiders Report. Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. I got the top 10 free agents that the Raiders need to target in free agency. So if you're not subscribed to our main Chat Sports channel, please do. youtube.com/ChatSportsTV, where we put out a video, the top 25 free agents. I took from that list the top 10 that I want the Raiders to target based on their biggest needs. So, do y'all like free agency? I want you to type FA for yes or type F no for no. If you like free agency, as I burp, if you like free agency, I'm going to be putting out a whole bunch of videos the entire offseason. So subscribe to the Raiders Report. You can see the link below, youtube.com/Raiders Report. Heck, youtube.com/ChatSportsTV. If you love free agency, subscribe to our channel right now so you don't miss anything. That's how I find out the real diehards. Because if you're watching in the offseason, you're a diehard fan. You and I are alike. We can get down. So let's get into the top 10 free agents that I want the Raiders to target in 2020. Number 10 on my list, it's A.J. Green. If A.J. Green doesn't go with the Bengals, okay? Remember, also, the entire time I'm doing this, if you like the player, I want you to type Y for yes, and if you don't like the player, type N for no. If A.J. Green is healthy, he's the best receiver on the free agent market. But I can't look at y'all in the eyes, or I can't look at y'all in the camera and say that A.J. Green is going to be healthy. I don't know. I don't know. He missed the entire year with an injury. But if he is healthy, he feels a major need. Yes, he's an older receiver, but I think he could help some of our younger receivers really develop and be special. Number 9 on my list, it's James Bradberry, okay? For those of you that don't know a lot about Bradberry, he has been the Panthers' number 1 cornerback. That's important. Anytime you're number 1 cornerback on any team, I think that brings a little bit of a swagger. That's what I want in my defenders, okay? Now, I know that the Panthers want to bring him back, but they have several free agents. And now they might even need to spend more because Luke Kuechly just retired. Plus, in 2019, 65 tackles, 3 interceptions, 12 pass breakups. James Bradberry would fit a major, major need for the Raiders. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, you might get hit with an ad break. Amari Cooper is not on my top 10 list because I wanted to ask y'all how you felt about him first. He is a free agent in 2020 if the Cowboys don't sign him. So the question I'm going to ask every single person, and I am going to make this the pinned comment on this video. Should the Raiders sign Amari Cooper? I want you to type Y for yes, and I want you to type N for no. Should the Raiders sign Amari Cooper in 2020? Now we'll get into another receiver that is on my list, and a player that I talked about a little bit in rumors, a little bit in my Q&A. It's Robby Anderson, wide receiver for the New York Jets. If you look right now in free agency, he is one of the best deep threats. What's one thing that the Raiders tried to do all last offseason? Find a deep threat, okay? The Raiders were interested in him this season. If you watched my shows during the trade deadline, you'll know that they were very interested in Anderson. And then Mike Mayock, John Gruden watched Robby Anderson in that 34-3 game. I'm sorry that I'm bringing it up. Go for 4 catches, 86 yards, and a touchdown. I am a strong believer when coaches watch players live and they put up a big game against them, I do think it matters. Robby Anderson would fill a need, but he's going to make about $12 million. Is that really what you want to go with? I'm not sure. Now, I want you to pick a receiver. I'm going to do something a little bit different here, okay? I want you to either go with Robby Anderson, give me a thumbs up, or if you'd rather have Emmanuel Sanders, I want you to give me a heart. So the next player on my list of top free agents, it's going to be Emmanuel Sanders. So while I'm talking about Emmanuel Sanders, I want y'all right now in the comments section to argue which wide receiver you'd rather have, Robby Anderson or Emmanuel Sanders. And I'm going to tell you why I have Sanders over Anderson. Now, I get it. Sanders is older than Anderson. But Emmanuel Sanders would be a great veteran wide receiver who would fit John Gruden, who would fit Derek Carr's system. Oh my Lord, so well. Now, I am a believer that the 49ers are going to do what they can to keep him, because he also fits their system very well. We know what Emmanuel Sanders can do. We watched him with the Denver Broncos. Sanders is a very good wide receiver. And I don't care if we give him a 1-year, 2-year deal. What that man did coming off that Achilles injury is special. And what he could be able to teach some of our other wide receivers, that's what I look for. So Emmanuel Sanders, he's number 7 on my list. Now, I told you all before, I'm going to be watching, okay? I'm going to be watching this football game, and I would imagine y'all do too. Do we really want the 49ers to win this football game? No. No. Let's start typing our P's in the comments. I don't want the 49ers to win this game. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, if it is a 49ers-Chiefs Super Bowl, I'm going to go nuts, okay? So I want every single person to start typing P. Type P for Packers and go bet on the Packers. You guys know what I'm going to tell you to go. Bet the SI. The internet's #1 sports book. Bet on Aaron Rodgers. Bet on Aaron Jones. Right now, the 49ers, they're favorites in that game. You can make some money, a lot of money, at Bet the SI. The internet's #1 sports book. Chatsports.com/bet. Let's get in now to my number 6 player. It's Shaq Barrett. One of the reasons why I love Shaq Barrett is anytime a player bets on himself, I respect it. Shaq Barrett bet on himself this offseason, had a great year, put up 9 sacks, 8 tackles for a loss. He had a good year. It's a big need for the Raiders. He's number 6 on my list. Let's get in now to my top 5 free agents that I want the Raiders to target, okay? This list is based off of my top 25 list on the main Chat Sports channel, youtube.com/chatsportstv. If you haven't seen it already, go check it out. It's a good video, I promise you, okay? So, Chris Jones to me is an interesting player, defensive tackle for the Chiefs. I think he's one of the best interior defensive linemen in the league. The fact that John Gruden moved on from Buckner makes me think that they're not happy, with the defensive line. So you could maybe see them go after a player like Chris Jones, who is, I'm telling you guys right now, one of the best interior defenders. We know it. We've seen him play. He's a good player. Chris Jones, if he wants to be in silver and black, I don't care if he helps us win. I'm about it. Now, I want you guys to name a player you want the Raiders to sign, okay? The Raiders report, it's all about the interaction between y'all and I, okay? And I want you to name a player that the Raiders should sign. I'm going to get into my top 4. But before I get into my top 4, I want you to start throwing some names right now in the comments section on who you want the Raiders to sign. So I see an AJ Green from Andrew. I see a Derrick Henry from Just Playing. I see a Byron Jones from V Mario. I see, in my opinion, he's also going to go Byron Jones. Corey Littleton. Another Jalen Ramsey. Crabtree, Tom Brady, Darius Slay, OBJ. You got to trade for him. Name a player you want the Raiders to sign in 2020 free agency. Number 4 on my list is Jadeveon Clowney. Okay? If you're a loyal watcher of the show, you know that I like Jadeveon. Now, the Seahawks reportedly promised to not tag him. We'll see. One of the biggest reasons why that Jadeveon went to the Seahawks was because the Texans, they were going to tag him. He didn't want to be tagged. Seahawks said, we won't tag you. We'll see. Now, for some reason, the Seahawks don't do that. They don't live up to their promise, and he becomes a free agent. He's a talented player. He's 26, and the thing that I was most worried about Clowney was the injuries and him maybe not trying. If you watch Clowney for the Seahawks, he's an incredible defender who would instantly come in and impact our defense. But he is only number 4 on my list. The reason why he's number 4 is because the guy that's number 3 is a player that I would rather have. It's Yannick Ngakoue. Yannick Ngakoue was my top player that I wanted the Raiders to trade for before the deadline. He is a very, very talented defensive end. And if you can go out and get Yannick, I think it just helps us build more depth, okay? Now, out of all the players that I'll mention on today's show, I actually think Yannick's the most talented. The reason why that he's number 3 on my list is because he doesn't fill the biggest need. He did have 8 sacks. He did have 13 tackles for a loss. But you have to remember, the Jags already lost out on Jalen Ramsey. The Jags have lost out on a lot of players. Do they want to continue to lose out on star players? I'm not sure. I think that they're going to offer him a lot of money. But if Yannick Ngakoue wants to come in silver and black, and then you got Max Crosby, Yannick, plus Cleveland Ferrell, that is a very, very good defensive line. Now, I put a lot of things on the show. I put on hats. If you want this Raiders pullover, okay, I'm going to put it in the comments section. If you want to get your hands on this Raiders pullover, all you got to do is click the link that I'm going to put in the comments. And in fact, Felicia already beat me to it. Okay, so right now you can save $40 by going to chatsports.com/Raiders pullover. Get yourself some nice new gear, okay? Get yourself some nice new gear for the season. Now let's just say that pullover, it ain't for you. If you want a hat, if you want a t-shirt, all sorts of Raiders gear, chatsports.com/Raiders sale. Up to 50% off. It's the off season, it's okay. The most diehard fans wear their team in the off season. And the one thing that I've noticed about the nation, I know people who I've only seen in Raiders gear. I'm serious. I've seen them 10 times. They wear Raiders gear all the time. GMG Zay, love your channel. Been subscribed for a while now. Appreciate you. Go rep the Raiders. Oh my God. Raiders. Go rep the nation. Stumbling over my words. I'm struggling. That's why I can't chug beers. Chatsports.com/Raiders sale. Number 2 on my list, it's Chris Harris. Chris Harris at 30 years old. He's getting a little bit older. I get it. But I've seen Chris Harris play for a long time. And if you are going to go out and you have 5 picks in the top 100, if your biggest need right now is secondary, if you're trying to mold some cornerbacks, Chris Harris is an absolutely brilliant defender. Okay? He has definitely lost a step. But the fact that he could come in and teach some of our younger players, that's why I want Chris Harris. Plus, he knows the AFC West very, very well. Now, Chris Harris is my number 2 player on my list. So now I'm going to make you guys pick a cornerback. The number 1 player on my list, it's Byron Jones. And I've seen y'all throw it in the comments already. But who would you rather have, Chris Harris or Byron Jones? So if you'd rather have Chris Harris, I want you to type CH. And Richard Cortez says, Chris Harris has swagger. Bro, I like him low-key. Yo, Chris, high-key, I like Chris Harris a lot. That's why I put him on my list. Chris Harris does bring a lot of swagger. He's also going to force a lot more turnovers than Byron Jones. So would you type your CH for Chris Harris or BJ for Byron Jones? I'm going to type BJ. The reason why I'm going to go with Byron Jones is because he might not force a lot of turnovers, but the dude can cover. The reason why he doesn't force turnovers, honestly, is because teams don't want to really throw at him. Byron Jones has had a very, very good year for the Cowboys. I live here in Dallas. I watch the Cowboys report. I've seen Byron Jones play. Byron Jones is a legit cornerback. And right now, one of the Raiders' biggest needs is cornerback. Dude can play all over the field. At 6'1", 200, he can match up with some of these other players that some of the smaller guys on our defense can't. Byron Jones is a very talented corner who could step in right away. And that, by him stepping in, you have Trayvon Mullen and Byron Jones as your top 2 corners. I think that lets LaMarcus Joyner drop back into safety, and it also helps Daryl Worley be at the nickel corner. Just saying, Byron Jones, that's my player that I want the Raiders to sign. Now, the Cowboys might try to tag him. You know, maybe they can't re-sign Amari Cooper. Maybe they can't sign Byron Jones. But if Byron Jones hits the free agent market, he's going to make some money. He deserves it. But he's my number 1 player. So I want y'all right now who are watching to name a player you want the Raiders to sign. And if you're not already subscribed to the Raiders Report and you want me to put a player on the show, you can hit me up on IG. The easiest way, though, to get your players on the show is by subscribing. YouTube.com/Raiders Report. And I want you all to use hashtag Raiders to have your questions featured on the show. You're watching the Raiders Report. I'm Mitchell Renz. We're going to do a live Q&A here to wrap things up. So use hashtag Raiders to have your questions featured on the Raiders Report. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you turn on the notifications so you know exactly when I go live. What's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. I'm Mitchell Renz. This first question is coming in from my man, I guess I should do it like this. Javier. What up, my man? Do you think if the Raiders can go get A.J. Green, draft the #1 receiver, and pick up some good impact players in the draft and offseason, we can be contenders? Sure. It's a lot of things, Javier. It's a lot of things, Javier. If A.J. Green is healthy, I think the Bengals keep him. If the Bengals don't keep A.J. Green, there could be a main reason there. He's a great receiver. I love A.J. Green. But I don't think the Raiders are going to get him. Go to my man, Oscar. Oscar, my dude. Raiders this year and Patriots Dynasty scripted. I mean, the Raiders this year and Patriots Dynasty scripted. Oscar, I love you. I know you watch the show a lot. I'm a little confused by this question. I mean, the Raiders didn't really end the Patriots Dynasty. If anybody ended the Patriots Dynasty, it's the Titans and King Henry in the flesh. Whoop, whoop. I mean, King Henry had a great game. He's been great in the playoffs. I do think, though, that the Patriots Dynasty is coming to an end. It makes me very happy. Let's go to Andrew. What up, Andrew? Okay. Been a subscriber for over a year. 4 Chucky heads. Believe it, baby. All right, I want every single person that is subscribed to type 4. I got my 4 Chucky head shirt on. If you want the 4 Chucky head shirt, I'll talk to my bosses. Hit me up on IG at Mitchell Renz 365. But 4 Chucky heads, type 4, believe it, baby. We got it made. We got it made. Appreciate everyone who's watching, okay? If that's not enough of a reason, I mean, he's been a subscriber for a long time, Andrew. I got a player coming on next week. I'm not going to mention who it is. If you want to know who it is, slide in the DMs. But I got a player coming on next week. Don't miss it. You can ask him any question you want. You can interact with him. We're going to have a good time. YouTube.com/Raiders Report. That's the link. Subscribe. That way you guys don't miss it. Click the big red button. Appreciate you all for watching. Appreciate you all for the super chats. Make sure you guys use the #Raiders. What up, Jack? Can we get Clowney and Jones? So Clowney is a player who would fill a need. I would rather have Byron Jones. If y'all would rather have Byron Jones, I want you to type BJ. Yeah? See where my mind's at? Jack Bishop, appreciate you. With Byron Jones, though, he's going to be able to come in right away, be a solid defender. He's going to be able to step in. He's my #1 player that I want the Raiders to target. With Clowney, though, I don't want you to look at sacks, because if you look at sacks, you're going to be fooled. Jadeveon Clowney's been a very disruptive defender this entire season. He showed it in the playoffs. And just because you're not racking up sacks doesn't mean, you're not a good defender. Jadeveon, though, impressed me this season. Let's go to Chris. Who's your favorite Raider of all time? I'm going to go Bo Jackson. I've stuck with Bo. The reason why I love Bo is I think he's the greatest athlete of all time. If he would have been able to play, I would have loved to see what he was able to do. But the fact that Bo Jackson was like the best running back in the NFL, plus an MLB All-Star, is mind-blowing. So for me, it's Bo. If y'all want to comment who's your favorite Raider of all time, I'm always about it. Somebody said Charles Woodson. Can't go wrong with Woodson. He's a supporter of the show. Got a super chat rolling in here from Henry Kluger. Let's get Jamarcus Russell from the grave. I'm going to give that one 0 Chucky heads. I don't know. I don't want Jamarcus Russell. Appreciate the super chat, though, Henry. Appreciate it. Can you guys tell these beers are starting to hit me? Yeah. Let's go to Kevin. Chase Young in silver and black. All right, Kevin. 2 things. Since I missed this cap. I'm going to watch the replay of that. I like Chase Young a lot out of Ohio State. 16.5 sacks. But for the Raiders to trade up to get Chase Young, I honestly think it would take three first-rounders. It's going to take our 12th, our 19th pick this year, plus probably our 2021 first-round pick. The reason why I say that is because Joe Burrow's going #1 to the Bengals. That's a given. So I think not the Giants. Chase Young is going to be a Redskin. That's something we know. That's going to happen. Kevin, get a picture. All right, Tedford. Mitch, get Richie Incognito as a guest and tell Alicia to lighten up and chug a beer. Well, there was 2 rules we made. $20 super chat, beer chug. So this one's only 10, Tedford. Appreciate the super chat, though, my man. Tedford, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. You're one of my most loyal watchers. I appreciate you. I don't know what city you live in. I don't know if you're going to go to a game in Vegas. But if you're going to a game, let me know. Or Tedford, slide in the DMs. Let me know your Venmo. My Venmo is at Mitchell Renz 365. I can hook you up. I gotta get this guy a beer. I gotta. Christian, what up, man? Get a picture. If you had number one pick, who would you go with? Raiders for life. Sheila? If I had the number one pick, if I was the Raiders and I had the number one pick, I would either go with Joe Burrow or I would trade it. Because you're going to get a lot for Joe Burrow right now. He just won the national championship. He had 60 passing touchdowns, 65 total touchdowns. Arguably the greatest college football season ever. I'd probably trade it. So who you guys got in this game? Big game coming up this week, okay? Titans at the Chiefs. If you want to bet on the game, go to BetDSI. But I want every single person watching right now, please type T. Like, nobody wants the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. Nobody wants the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. Every single person watching right now, I want you to type T for Chief. T for Titans. Oh, my God. I know. I'm struggling. T for Titans. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code Raiders120. It's going to get you 120% deposit bonus. If y'all put down $50, you get $60 for free. You put down $100, you get $120 for free. Put down $500, get $600 for free. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Raiders120. NVD money. Speaking of money, BetDSI. What do you think about trading our 19th pick for more picks? Hell, I would trade our 12th pick. Like, I think it's all about what you can get. The Raiders still need a lot of players. If we can kind of do what the Seahawks did. So last year the Seahawks had 4 picks in the NFL draft. By the end of it, they finished with like 10. If the Raiders can trade down a little bit, because let's just say a player that they wanted's not there, or if there is a lot of value because there's a lot of receivers in the draft, you trade down, I'm okay with it. And I actually wouldn't be surprised if that's what they go with. Oh my Lord. Yoda as Josh Jacobs is what I'm going to go with for this name. What do you think about Rod Marinelli coming to the Raiders, Mitch? I'm split on it, okay? I like Buckner a lot. I thought he was a very good defensive line coach. I was surprised that he got fired. Heck, he was surprised that he got fired. But, like, Rod Marinelli is a familiar face for John Gruden. He's a coach that Gruden has worked with in the past. I personally think I gave it to Chucky Heads in terms of, like, if it was a good hire or not. I think the hire of Marinelli is literally just setting a fire underneath Gunther's butt. If Gunther doesn't perform and Gunther isn't a good coach, you're going to see the Raiders move on from him and go with Rod Marinelli. Let's go with just playing 2020. Raiders Simmons or Murray at 12. For me, it's Isaiah Simmons. Like, Isaiah Simmons is the player that I want in silver and black. If it's CeeDee Lamb or Simmons, I'm going Simmons. If it's Jerry Jeudy or Simmons, I want Simmons. Isaiah Simmons from Clemson can play all over the football field. Linebacker, safety. They've lined him up at defensive end. They've lined him up at corner. When he's on the field, he is the most talented player. And he's going to be a captain somewhere. Mark my words, Isaiah Simmons will have a C on his chest in 2 years. Mark my words. Let's go to Raiders 68. Do you think Steve Wisniewski will ever make it to the Hall of Fame? So I made a video maybe like a month ago on Tom Flores and Cliff Branch making the Hall of Fame. I'll be honest, I was actually kind of depressed that y'all didn't watch it. So, I know a lot of people get mad at me for making, rumors around Derek, rumors around all these things, but those get views. Can y'all, go support Tom Flores and y'all go support Cliff Branch and, share that video? Since I've done this show for a year, that's been the lowest viewed video I've ever made. And it's on Tom Flores and Cliff Branch making the Hall of Fame. So can y'all go watch that video? Can we get them in the Hall of Fame? Because it's absolute bullshit that Tom Flores is not in the Hall of Fame. And it's ridiculous that Cliff Branch isn't in. Rest in peace. Let's go to Christian. What up, man? What do you think is different from the Raiders in 2016 and now? talent. The Raiders were very talented in 2016. They had a very good offensive line. Their coaching staff was put together. They had a lot of receivers for Derek. That was the biggest reason. Christian, get a picture. And also, Christian, get a hat. Maybe for your picture. Chatsports.com/Raiders hat. This one's up to 40% off. If you go to chatsports.com/Raiders hat, get you the guys this hat. For me personally, though, I'll be honest. I'm not really a hat guy. I know a lot of people are. If you're not a hat guy and you just want a t-shirt, sweatshirt, all sorts of gear from the Raiders, go to chatsports.com/Raiders sale. Gear is up to 50% off. If you want to send me a pic of y'all, the new gear you got, I always appreciate it. But go to chatsports.com/Raiders sale. We put it in the link in the comments. Steve says I'm a beer guy. I'm a shirt guy. Chatsports.com/Raiders sale. King Higgins, what up, my man? Why didn't the Raiders fire Paul Guenther instead? The question that I asked myself. I would have kept Buckner over keeping Paul Guenther every day of the week. When John Gruden told Buckner, apparently he literally said it had nothing to do with you. It had to do with like an opportunity of going out and getting Marinelli. I think it was a bad move. I think you keep Buckner. If you want a new DC, go get Marinelli and fire Paul Guenther. That's my opinion. Todd Wise, any news on Isaiah Crowell? Honestly, no, I haven't heard much on Isaiah Crowell. The last thing, obviously, that we know about him, he was sent to IR. He tore his Achilles. But any single time that a running back at his age tears an Achilles, it's nerve-wracking. I would say this. The Raiders, I don't think, will give out a lot of information on Isaiah Crowell. The way you're really going to find out how healthy Isaiah Crowell is on what the Raiders are going to do with Jalen Richard and what they do with DeAndre Washington. Both of those players, they're free agents. Frosted Flake. Dude, love Frosted Flakes. Don't love that you don't have a picture. Who's your favorite rookie of the year? How about this? My favorite rookie is going to be the player that's going to be on my show next week. How often do you watch the show? Because I got a player coming on the show next week. If you haven't already subscribed to the Raiders Report, maybe me bringing on a player will do that. You're going to be able to ask him any question you want. Kinda. You'll have to use #Raider, but I do have a Raiders player coming on the show next week. I don't want you to miss it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you subscribe, youtube.com/Raiders Report. Let's go to Rob the Raiders. Comment on the rumor that Raiders take Giants 4th with our 2 first. How many Chucky heads? So I made a trade graphic about this. So essentially what has to happen is if the Raiders would want to trade up for Tua, that's the rumor, okay? That's the rumor. The rumor was that the Raiders would trade up for Tua at pick 4, give away our 12th and 19th because the Miami Dolphins would want Tua. I'm going to give it 1 Chucky head, and I'd give it like half a Chucky head. Like, I don't really think ultimately that's what's going to happen. So I'm only going to give it 1 Chucky head. But yes, we came up with the idea of it. I've seen it out there floated. I think the Raiders are pretty content with Derek Carr, obviously. That's why I gave that one 4 Chucky heads. If you guys see Chucky heads, that's my Chucky head rumor. We'll go one more question here with Chris Smith. Favorite Raiders quarterback of all time? You guys might not like my answer with this, but I'm going to go Derek Carr. The reason why I'm going to say Derek Carr is because I haven't seen any other Raiders quarterbacks that I can honestly remember. I get it, Rich Gannon was great, but for me it's Derek. And the other reason why I'm going to say Derek gave me an ability to have a career. Derek gave me an ability to do a show. Derek gave me the ability to put food on my table, a roof over my head, heck, food on my mom's table, food on my dad's table, food on my grandparents' table. Derek was giving me a lot of opportunities. For that, he will always be my quarterback. Now, if I miss any of your questions, I'm sorry. I really, truly am. Now, you can hit me up on Instagram, at Mitchell Renz 365. As soon as this show ends, I'm going to go in my DMs. I'll answer some of y'all questions. And if I don't get to them, again, I am very sorry. I appreciate y'all that watch live. Make sure you don't miss next week. I got a player coming on the show. And again, much love to the nation. Everyone type Raider Nation for life. I'm going to head out. Make sure you subscribe. youtube.com/.